everybody, my name is Trevor, just Trevor, and it's good to see you today. Today, in case you didn't read the video title, in case you were just like, oh, Trevor uploaded a new video, let's go watch it, which if you did, oh my god, thank you, that's like an honor. But, oh, that sounded kind of sarcastic. I didn't mean that sarcastically, but it's complicated. So in case you didn't read the title, today I'm giving you my 11 secrets for getting all A's. So those secrets are as follows. Well, they're not really in any order. It's complicated. So my first secret would be to set priorities. That when I say that, I mean like, if your friend is like, hey dude, let's go to the mall, and you have like a ton of homework to do or something like a giant project that's due in a week and you haven't started it, start it. Don't go to the mall with your friends. Like, set priorities. So if you're interested in, like, if you want to get all A's, put school above friends. Friends, they're great. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have really good friends. And, like, friends are great to hang out with. But sometimes you need to realize that you need to work on stuff before you go hang out with your friends. That's just kind of, like, a big one. And, you know, if you don't set your priorities, other things aren't gonna work out. So that would be my first tip. My second tip is to study anywhere, anytime. Also, I'm using my phone for these, so thank you, iPhone. So, study anywhere, anytime. So, if you're out in a park and you realize, I have a test tomorrow, it's 9 o'clock, and for some reason you're in a park at 9 o'clock, like, as long as you're safe, you should study. If you're not safe, you should probably go home. Anyways, so study there, like, just study anywhere, anytime. Any study time is good time. Yeah, I don't know what more to say for that. Next up is get and stay organized. So don't just shove your papers in your backpack like, let's hope I can find it later. Have folders for classes, or I like notebooks that are like binders kind of, and have like the little pockets in the front. I don't know what brand they are, but they're great. I would highly recommend those, and anything you can use. So I use folders sometimes. When I have these books with me, I'll use them. Just use anything you can to stay organized. Maybe if you're don't just shove papers in your bag. That's not a good plan. I know from experience. Schedule your time. Now this one, you don't want to get too crazy. You got to remember that when you're scheduling your time, you're not just going to study all day, every day, or every single day of the week you're going to be studying. Obviously, you're going to want time with your friends and stuff like that, so don't forget to schedule that in there. Because if your schedule is horrible and boring and all that stuff, then it's not going to be easy to follow. It's going to be extremely hard because you're going to be bored out of your mind. Now, as someone who's like strong academically, I can say I don't have no life. I hang out with my friends all the time, and I make sure that that stuff is in my schedule. Because if you have no fun in your life, you're not, like, that's not fun. You're, I don't know what age you are, or how old are you taking these tips? Don't tell me that. That's weird. Don't put your age on the internet, kids. But, like, you know, everyone likes to have social connections with people and not feel like they're isolated and alone. So make sure that you schedule your time, but have your friends involved. So don't just make your schedule horrible and extremely hard to follow. Make sure to have fun with your life. Although grades are fun. Grades are fun. Take good notes. Now, this is number 5, I believe. We're on the 5th one, so we're almost, we're like 0.5 away from being halfway through because it's 11, and that doesn't divide evenly by 2. It's math. Wait, what was this tip again? Take good notes. Now, when I say this, to take good notes, you don't need to have great handwriting. You don't even need to have notes that other people can understand. You don't need to write out full words. You can use your own shorthand. All these things, just make it so you understand it. Like my notes, I don't have good handwriting when I'm writing fast and taking notes. I use weird shorthand, like when I'm writing with, I'll do a W/, and without, it's W/O. I do weird shorthand things, and I know there's many kids I go to school with that can't read my notes at all. And, like, that's fine. They don't need to read my notes. My notes are for me, and your notes are for you. So make sure that it doesn't matter if other people can read your notes. Just take good notes that you can follow. Because that's really what matters. is that you're able to look back through your notes and get all the information you need. I know, like, I personally don't do this, but some people highlight their notes. So, like, if there's names, they'll highlight it in this color, and if there's dates, they'll highlight it in this color. I don't do that. Some people that works great for it. Maybe you're one of those people. Don't knock it till you try it. I like to underline things and make, like, headings and then do bullet points, but my bullet points sometimes are sentences. It's very weird, but that doesn't matter. Whether your notes are normal or weird, that doesn't matter. As long as you understand them, that's what matters. So that's a key thing. Next up is keep your papers neat, not crumpled. I kind of went over this with the get and stay organized. Don't shove them in your bag and get them crumpled or torn or things. Just keep them nice and clean and neat in your folder. Or some people like to fold their papers and put them in their notebooks. That's fine. It's not getting crumpled. Teachers would love it if your papers had a single crease in it instead of a ball of paper. Like, I'm sure any teacher would choose the neat crease versus the ball of paper. It's going to be easier to read. Next up, I just picked my phone up, is speak up and ask questions. Never be afraid to ask questions. I think all A students do this. We all ask questions. Now, asking questions isn't making you seem dumb, like you don't know stuff. It makes you seem inquisitive. Your teacher is going to care more about you and be willing to help you out in the long run because you care enough to ask questions. You're interested in the topic and you show that you care. So that's a huge one. Number 8 is study together. Don't be afraid to study with your friends. Now, when I say study, I mean actually study, not be like, ooh, let's go study, baby. No. Don't be afraid to actually go study with your friends. In some cases, before a test, I'll study with my friends all the time. Like, these things, it's great. Just try it. Just trust me. Next up, test yourself. So, whether this for you is taking flashcards and testing yourself or using an app on your phone, it all works the same. Just test yourself. See if you really know the content that you're going over. Next up is do more than you're asked. Now, in some cases this works, in some cases this doesn't. If your teacher says write an essay that's less than 5 pages, don't write a 6-page essay. You're dumb. Like, don't do that. But if your teacher says, give me a bibliography citing 4 references, go ahead, cite 5. That's not a case where you're going to get in trouble for doing more than you're asked. That's a case where you're going to go the extra mile and will show to your teacher that you care and you're taking your time and all those kinds of things. And number 11, this is by far the most important. Whether you have all A's or all B's, what matters is that you're doing your best. That's what matters no matter what. No matter if it's school or work or athletes or whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as you're doing your best, nobody can fault you for it. And that's really what the big message is here. So, oh, what's that last thing to say? Oh, yeah. Roll the outro, Jimmy!